Halo 3 is a first-person shooter game where players control a super soldier named Master Chief as he fights to save humanity from an alien threat known as the Covenant. The game has a single-player campaign mode, as well as multiplayer modes that allow players to compete against each other online. Halo 3 is considered one of the top 5 essential video games on Xbox 360 because it revolutionized the first-person shooter genre and set the standard for online multiplayer gaming on consoles. The game's graphics, sound, and gameplay mechanics were all top-notch, and its epic storyline and immersive world building kept players engaged for hours on end. In addition to its technical achievements, Halo 3 also had a massive impact on pop culture, with its iconic characters, weapons, and vehicles becoming instantly recognizable to gamers and non-gamers alike. The game's legacy continues to this day, with a dedicated fanbase still playing and creating new content for it over a decade after its release.
Hang on!
Gears of War is a third-person shooter game that takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where humans fight against a race of creatures called locusts. You play as Marcus Phoenix, a former soldier who is released from prison to join a team of soldiers fighting the locusts. The game involves intense combat, using a variety of weapons, cover, and tactics to defeat the enemy. One reason why Gears of War is one of the top 5 essential video games on Xbox 360 is because it revolutionized the third-person shooter genre. It introduced a cover system that allowed players to strategically move around the battlefield, making the gameplay more challenging and immersive. The graphics and sound design were also praised for their realism and intensity, which added to the overall experience. Another reason why Gears of War is essential is because of its multiplayer mode. It includes various game modes, such as Team Deathmatch and King of the Hill, and allows players to customize their characters and weapons. The online community is still active today, years after the game's release. Overall, Gears of War is an essential video game because of its impact on the third-person shooter genre and its immersive gameplay and multiplayer mode. It is a must-play for any Xbox 360 owner. Mass Effect 2 is a science-fiction action role-playing game where you play as Commander Shepard, an elite human soldier tasked with saving the galaxy from a race of ancient machines called the Reavers. The game features a vast and immersive storyline, where players can explore different planets and interact with various characters to gather information and complete missions. What makes Mass Effect 2 one of the top 5 essential video games on Xbox 360 is its exceptional gameplay, graphics, and storytelling. The game has a unique and detailed universe, with rich and diverse alien species and technologies that make it easy for players to get immersed in the game. The game also has an excellent character development system, where players can level up their characters and upgrade their weapons and abilities. The game's storyline is one of the most engaging storylines in a video game, with an intricate plot that keeps players engaged throughout the game. The game also has several different endings, depending on the choices players make throughout the game, making it highly replayable. Overall, Mass Effect 2 is a must-play for anyone who loves science fiction, action, and role-playing games. It is a game that will keep players engaged for hours, with its immersive gameplay, stunning visuals and sound, and an epic storyline that will stay with them long after they finish the game. Red Dead Redemption is a Western adventure game where you play as John Marston, a former outlaw who is forced to hunt down his former gang members in order to save his family. The game takes place in an open-world environment where you can explore, hunt, and complete missions. The game has a compelling story and interesting characters, with a strong emphasis on morality and redemption. The gameplay is a mixture of shooting, horseback riding, and exploration, and there are a variety of side activities to enjoy, such as playing poker or hunting animals. Red Dead Redemption is one of the top 5 essential video games on Xbox 360 because it offers a unique and immersive experience that captures the essence of the Wild West. The game's attention to detail and realistic world building make it stand out as one of the best games of its generation. With its engaging story and memorable characters, Red Dead Redemption is a must-play for any fan of action-adventure games.
You can earn back some of
BioShock is a first-person shooter video game set in an underwater city called Rapture, created by a businessman named Andrew Ryan. The player takes on the role of Jack, a man who crash-landed near Rapture and discovers the city's dark secrets and its inhabitants, including genetically enhanced humans called splicers. The game's story explores themes of objectivism, morality, and the consequences of unchecked scientific advancement. The player is given choices throughout the game that can impact the outcome of the story. BioShock is one of the top 5 essential video games on Xbox 360 for several reasons. Firstly, the game's narrative and themes are unique and thought-provoking, providing a refreshing change from typical video game plots. The gameplay is also engaging and challenging, with a variety of weapons and abilities to choose from. Additionally, the game's atmosphere and setting are incredibly immersive, with detailed graphics and sound design that transport the player to the eerie, abandoned city of Rapture. Overall, BioShock is a must-play for any Xbox 360 gamer looking for an unforgettable story-driven experience.